So, folks, this is Weird Cosmo Weird. We're one step closer to finishing up Dark Crusade in my Dawn of War franchise nostalgia run, and in tandem, we're working on our accounts, our leveling up in the Space Marine multiplayer, also for nostalgia. I did all of this back in the day on the 360, but I'm not sure if they ever made it available backwards compatibility wise. Anyway, it's on Steam, and I have it. I'm leveling up my PC account now, just counting the days to the sequel, yeah, enjoying myself. It's cool. I was leveling up, I would say, most of my time in Exterminatus, but now I realize that there's so many things to go after in multiplayer. So I think we're just gonna try to do PvP tonight and unlock all the unlocks. Let's get in there and have fun. I'm gonna be I need a few minutes to go get some coffee. I'll be right back. Okay, folks. I'm back. Let's get into it. Oh, wait. I forgot to change my loadout. The games tend to start pretty fast. Is it the X button? Yeah, it's the X button. Okay. Oh, I got an assist from that. That's not how you do it. So I have. Hey, what's up, Christopher? So I have a run in and die play style, and in just about every shooter I've ever played, I have to like really work hard to control it. Really have to work hard to control it. It's not like it's so difficult to, you know. To restrain myself. Christopher, you good? Are you good? You're good. I think I'm alright. Can you hear me okay? Is my mic coming through alright? Damn it. It's all part of the plan. Mic check 1 2. Mike is fine. Thank you very much for letting me know. This is the end of a long day for me. But I've got some coffee. Yeah, I've got coffee. It'd be cool. I realized at the time to use that playing against friends. Oh, randoms. I'm a 41 and my father and my whole squad of people that I used to regularly play games with, you know, we're all adults, we got different schedules and stuff like that. They're all down to play Space Marine 2 though, so hopefully I'll get to link up with my friends then, but... Damn it. I should have had that, but I led with the bolter because I got it in my head that I'm gonna score bolter kills. I really need to change my build to support that. But yeah, man, I just jump in there, man. I just get in there, and I just mess up until I learn better. You know, I used to play this back in the day a lot. Like I played it when it came out on 360 a lot, and I had most of the cosmetics unlocked, a bunch of the modifiers for the weapons. It was fun. It was fun. But I don't think we have. It's funny. I've been playing this game, and mostly everybody just queue. Well, I don't know. I find that there's a lot of people queuing for the for this mode, for capture mode. But I haven't found that teams are very focused on playing the objectives. Like it's like they're treating every mode like assault. I found like it's just like I don't see like a coordinated push towards objectives. I gotta try to maybe I can go to C and capture C or something. The PS3 came with two Space Marine and Rage. Oh wow. Never played online though as a kid, didn't know how. I see. I never played Rage. I saw it and I thought it looked cool. And then they came out with a sequel years later. I didn't play that either, but I would like to at some point. Somebody... Well, the general gist is, you're a lot less resilient in PvP, fighting against other players. Time to kill is pretty quick, and nice. Oh shit, I fucked up. Damn. Time to kill is pretty quick, and you gotta just get really comfortable with your weapon, really get comfortable with the maps, take cover quickly, try to play to the strengths of your, of your class, and try not to be a dum-dum. I betray all those rules. I just kind of like go ham for a few games, just running in for a while until I can get my bearings. I feel like it's important to work the kinks out and grab the shit. Oh, Rage was scary. But what was Rage about? It was like, was it like a post? It was like post-apocalyptic, right? That was the idea? Like you're like a mercenary, it's like a Mad Max type thing. Look at my KD, 2 and 10. This will happen. Just keep drinking and try not to. You know what I'm saying? Just sip my coffee. Just sip my coffee. Believe myself. I'm just warming up for Space Marine 2. Hold on. I got a cat that wants more food. I'll be right back. Reboot was ass. Halo completely different studios changed the feel for the game. They bumped the saturation up like crazy in part 2. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Then that it's a big it's like it's one of the hidden concerns over Space Marine 2, right? New studio, Saber. They seem like real big fans, and they seem, based upon what they've revealed so far, some really good stuff, but you never know. Local area network. What do you mean, like peer-to-peer? When you say LAN, what do you mean? I think so. There's like host migration often during a match, so I'm guessing, yeah, it's. But it plays all right. I have not experienced too much jank. Let me go to the customizer real quick and just see here. Local area is not the same as peer-to-peer. Local area means that you have, like, in, let's say, a room, you have a bunch of computers or consoles hooked up by to a switch. It's a box like a router, and everybody's got like an Ethernet cable going into that box and playing literally where they can see each other. It could be like a video game lab or something like that. One of those gaming stores or whatever, or not stores, like a lounge. I don't know. They got some of them in Korea. They got a few of them that I've seen in the States. But anyway, local area. My friends and I used to do LAN parties. We would bring our Xboxes and our Halos and our controllers and our TVs, and then we would hook them up and then play tournaments inside like my friend's house. That was LAN. But peer to peer is over distance, and then I guess they use one console as a server somehow, and that's a little bit stranger to me because that means a lot of it would be regional based. How your ping is, and you could see from the multiplayer the pings are all over the place. I need a. Oh, we unlocked the new loadout. Okay, so let me see here. I want to just play with the bolter, so I'm gonna do that, and I'll go frag. The Borderlands fan? A teaser? A teaser for what? I used to be a Borderlands fan. I mean, I could say that I am. I mean, I was so I was busy during Borderlands 1, and most of the launch of Borderlands 2. I played Borderlands 1, enjoyed it, couldn't grind it out like post game because I think I was at school at the time, and Borderlands 2 was the same thing. I ended up playing Borderlands 2 much later on, getting the game on sale and playing like the Handsome Jack collection, right? And which I don't know if that was 1 and 2 together or there was just 2 with like some DLC, I forget, but 2 was a lot of fun. And I remember being bummed out that I took so long to play it because they upgraded some things and it was more robust and the humor was spot on. It was like highlight, right? Borderlands, the one where they go to the moon, I forgot which one that was. It was like an interlude between 2 and 3. I tried that one and I really couldn't get into it. It's like something shifted by a lot. I couldn't. The writing was off. I liked the classes, but being on the moon and the gravity was weird to me. Like I just couldn't get into it. And then Borderlands 3 came around and I played. No, I didn't play Borderlands 3. I actually was just playing something else at the time. So it's like my best experience and one that I think was worthy was Borderlands 2. I played Tiny Tina's. I actually picked that one up. I tried to get back into the Borderlands vibe for Tiny Tina's. Um but but uh but then it was like I don't know, man. The hype community just wasn't there at that time. It just wasn't the same vibe, you know? Not watched it yet? Yeah, no. I mean, honestly, I think that Borderlands 1 and 2 were out at the height of this like ludicrous, and since then or throughout that time, we have seen games that do, squad looter in different modes, like Destiny, for example. And so the whole genre has been exploded like wide open. Like Borderlands wasn't in a unique space as much. Now, granted, if you had friends that could play with you, I think you'd have like a really great time regardless. But then also the writing shifted, and people were complaining about that. So, and now this movie's out, and the movie's out, and folks are. I haven't seen it, but I'm seeing these reviews, right? I think Borderlands is having a tough time, man. I think Borderlands and Gearbox are having a tough time. I hope for the best for them because it's a fun franchise, and if they get it right, if they can get the magic back, it's great. Um, but I don't know. I don't know if it's that they're trying too many different things, or that they changed the writing team and they've gone a completely different direction. I'm not sure what they need to do in order to reinvent the magic, but it's kind of hard to say let's go back to what made 2 great when that's just being derivative of a time that might today feel dated. Like they gotta find a way to do something that feels like that, but takes advantage of everything we've learned since then. Top 5 favorite? Oh, that's hard, dude. Um, I don't. It's very difficult because I've played a lot of games. What stands out to me, I suppose, are some of these games I really like, but I don't play them. I don't have time to like replay them. So Space Marine, this game, was a surprise to me. I really got hooked to this. I really got like into it for a while. It was actually helping me out through a tough time when I was in school. Space Marine was up there. I think it was a great introduction to what Warhammer 40k could be in a AAA space. And I guess by association, Warhammer 40k Darktide, which is that squad co-op game that's sort of like Vermintide, and then that's like Left 4 Dead. Darktide I have a lot of affection for. I just think it's great to get in there and play. It's a really cool experience. Now I do like Vermintide and whatnot, but between the two, I think I just prefer the 40K stuff. Um, Outside of 40K, I would say that um, I think I liked Halo 1. I was there for Halo 1, and that was like our Star Wars. It was just such a big deal. And I had a lot of fun with it with friends. I've made lifelong friends because of that game. I could say the same thing about World of Warcraft, but World of Warcraft has a caveat that nobody was prepared for the amount of addiction and grind and everything like that. So that's like a double-edged sword. But yeah, I mean they did a great job, and that was like 4 or 5 years of my life. um, so yeah, Halo, WoW, Space Marine and Darktide more recently. And if I had to give a nod to, I think, something that was super cool but deserved a better, it's going to be a split between uh, um, the one of the earlier 4v1 titles, Evolve, and Dead Space. Dead Space was set to be the next Resident Evil. Like, it could have gone the distance. And after Dead Space 1, too many cooks in the kitchen, a lot of money interfered with that franchise. And the remake apparently was really good. It's in my backlog. I haven't played it yet, but I'm sort of biding my time. But I hear that that was very well done. Apparently, EA canceled 2 and 3. Like, it just hasn't gotten what it deserves to be good. And I think that I've played the Silent Hills. I played a lot of the Resident Evils. I like them, but Dead Space felt like we were going forward. I don't know. It was just cool. And then the tie Evolve, I was just great. Sci-fi big monster design, hunting it with vibes of like uh, I don't know, Predator, or I don't know, just big guys with big guns in space, different backstories, a world to save. That was tight, man. And that was one of the earliest 4v1s that we got introduced with, and they botched the launch and the microtransactions, and just monetization. They just didn't have the information that we have today to make it feasible. So that kind of didn't go anywhere. That they had to cancel it. Evolve 2.0 was supposed to come out. It's just a big missed opportunity, man. I still think about that game, um, you know, with a lot of affection. Movie was ass. The casting was confusing. Kevin Hart. Honestly, Kate Blanchett. Every time I see Kate Blanchett in that role, I'm just thinking she looks so bored. What is she doing? She doesn't deserve to be there. I'm like, what is that? It's nuts, man. I think I'm gonna do. I would do. Not tactical readout. Let's do. I wonder if this applies. Rapid deployment. Let's do Master Frag. I'm gonna die very quickly, I think. Or health regeneration rate. What would go well with it? The teleport homer, I think, would be great if I was alive long enough to use it. That's if I'm using the bolter. But then I would use. Okay, decisions. Reduce time before returning to battle. Or Laraman's Blessing. So if I stay nimble. because I need some, like, the bolter is not that strong on its own. I feel like the grenades will help. The grenades will help. What is going to be the right, like, I think if I'm camping with the bolter, rapid deployment makes sense. And tactical readout. But then I would also do Ironman's Blessing. Maybe tactical readout. Let's see how that works. All right, that's. We'll just take this. So that's. Yeah. Okay, that'll be. We'll get into Seize Ground Classic. Okay. Yeah. Halo, um, for its time was did things to our minds and hearts. It's like if you were to go back and see the lines for Star Wars, the original Star Wars, you would be like, damn, they really love that shit. And if you go and watch Star Wars, it's like, okay, I mean, it's cool and all, but you know what I'm saying? So it's like that. It's like that. The one thing that if you really want to know how Halo was supposed to make you feel playing it, just that the theme song, da 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 da, just play that, close your eyes, and think about how that makes you feel. That's exactly how it felt at that time to play that shit. Okay? Alright, that whole shit. Oh, that's they did it. They got us. Now if you play it, it's like the backtracking feels too long, and the anime AI is good, but also it's kind of like simplistic and a little samey. But no, it was the shit, dude. It was the shit. And Halo 2 kind of starts to bring you into the modern era, but I think that Halo did not. I think because the original because it got passed to a different developer. I think you know, the devs weren't there to really usher it into the modern era. They probably made their money and, you know, chilled out. Like, because you really needed to have a vision. You needed to understand something about where things were headed, have your eye on the space, and understand where Halo needed to go, and they didn't have that. They tried. But yeah, that was good. Yeah, man, that was one of those things where you would like you would be out in front of a store the night before waiting for the sequels. I mean, it wasn't digital, it was physical copies back then, you know. It was a lot of hype, dude. And it was real hype. In a way, it was nice. You know, in a way it was nice. I mean, it really brought people together. It was cool. Alright, we're going to B or D? D's all the way over there. Let's go to D. Do you miss physical copies? No. But I will say that it was hard getting over it, because when you have a physical copy, there's a kind of there's a feeling of ownership. There's a collection you have on your shelf. There's you know, like your imagination kind of gets stirred when you're just hanging out with your it's sort of like having a library of your favorite fantasy novels or something like that. There's memories of all the journeys you had just looking in that direction. You kind of get that with thumbnails, you know, but it's not the same. I would say it's not the same. Something for what we've gained in terms of space, we've something has been lost, you know. Hey, we won. Good shit. Team was on it. We played the objective. Somehow. We see how much XP you get when you actually that guy, level 10, who just got 3,000 XP. That's how you fucking do it. So your grind typically slows down in PvP, but what you get access to in the original is these challenges, and every time that you accomplish a challenge you get an XP bonus. So in a way it balances out. You just focus on weapon kills and you focus on, you know, progress with those weapons. So we need to kill a total of 50 enemies to have access to the Kraken Bolts modifier, and that should make our weapon stronger, more reliable, and then hopefully that will help us start getting kill streaks. And then you can go all the way down the line. You can do that with every weapon. And then there's armor tracks, and armor unlocks for completing, winning as a certain team, getting killed, performing savior kills, kill streaks. So there's like, just, I mean, basically you play Black Myth Wukong Shattered Records yesterday. It's number 2 behind. Yeah, you're the second person to tell me that. It's interesting because I don't get it. Like, it's a pretty ass game, but we've seen pretty ass games. We've seen like the Devil May Cries. We've seen the, you know, the flashy kind of good looking, you know, Sekiro and all that stuff. We've seen all that. So it's there for that type of gamer. But one thing that was missing for me. Yeah, you noticed, right? Yeah, people are playing. It's pretty stable. Maybe it's because it's dated and the technology around, you know, like PCs have gotten better, stronger and shit. You know, but yeah, people are playing and having a fun time. So it's still live, and I think that they are probably especially live because Space Marine 2 is about to drop. Whether or not people will be playing this at all in a few weeks, I have no idea. But if you can get this game on sale, oh shit, God, he took both of us out. If you can get this game on sale, then you probably will, you know, it won't hurt. And also just for the novelty, because you might want to go back and play Titus' story from the beginning. You might want to decide you want to fight orcs instead of fighting the Tyranids. So there's actually some reasons for this game to stand next to, rather than just be replaced by Space Marine 2. Hype as hell? Yes, very hype. I actually haven't been hyped like that for a game since Halo. Yeah, Space Marine 2 is really cool. Alright, we're gonna go to be. This guy. Happy to continue to tell your story? Yeah. Yeah. It looks so good. It just looks so good. Like it looks really good. Like the way that they did armor, all the detail in their armor is so nice. It's so nice. And the animations look so good, and the fact that they've added so many different types of progression to keep people busy. You know, so is the challenges going to be good? What are the you know, how they roll it out, and whether or not the netcode is good for multiplayer. All these things I'm very curious about. Oh, who got me? Is it this guy who got me? Yeah, but I've already kind of decided which chapters I want to go with which classes when I start playing as them. I probably gonna be on it like religiously for several weeks. I play most nights. I'm a new father, so my capture it? Yeah, we did. I'm a new father, so I get to play at night, but I've got some family coming in, which means I've got a little bit more time. Some breathing room, you could say, from my duties. Oh shit. Preferred the tune is part 1. I don't know. No, I'm fine with how they're doing it. It's okay. No. They could have done the Necrons, they could have done the Dark Eldar, they could have done anything. I think the reason why they did the Tyranids is because in the lore of the books right now, that's what's going on. There's something called the thank you. There's something called the Indomitus Crusade that's happening right now, where several of the Primarchs are returning after having been absent for 10,000 years. And hold on. They've been absent for 10,000 years, and so loosely, like, I just know that Robert Gilliman, the Primarch of the Ultramarines, came back, saw that the Empire is in disarray, sort of like bloated with bureaucracy, and it's ineffective fighting against all the threats against it. And he's leading a crusade to put everything back in order. And but what's happening is that that's coinciding, it's just in time too, because it's coinciding with the arrival of this massive Tyranid fleet. And that ongoing stuff in the narrative in the modern era is where this game is based in. So they're in line with the lore that's happening right now. It's like real time with the books and everything like that. That's what's going on. was getting shot from some weird angle. Oh my god, Leandros, yeah, true that. Yeah, they did some sort of follow because he stood out. He stood out, and there's some comeuppance for that dude. I am curious if how much they rely on or link the plot from the original. So we caught up. Oh, shit. I think instead of Laraman's blessing, I think I'm gonna go with the war gear. I think I want Laraman's blessing and the war gear. Can I? Oh no, I can't go into the customizer here. Never mind. Okay. We were catching up, now we're not. Yeah, I mean, well, maybe, but the game was trying to do something. You know, it's trying to set up a situation and that was nasty. Damn. Could have turned that around. Oh, you know what's interesting is it's rated to a certain degree, so the game's gonna tally up what your activity was, and then I think, actually no, never mind. That's not right. Wait, customizer. Okay, so I think I do want the perk to be the master crafted, and then but that would probably go with the grenades. Okay, that's fine. I'll wait. Hey, hola, Tommy. Got faith in Henry Cavill. I feel I feel so torn. See, here's the thing. So you're following, right, that Henry Cavill might be playing this kind of creative leadership, strong arming because of his popularity and you know, but with Amazon and their board of, like, you know, representation board, right? There's certain things that they want to see happen, and there's rumors that they suggested that they put a female custodes in the mix, and he pushed back on that because that's not lore accurate. Then Games Workshop sort of folded or something like that, and they were like, no, they have been, we just never said anything. So then they changed the language, then everybody got upset that they changed the language. What are you doing? And then there was this woke stuff going, anti-woke. Here's the thing, I don't give a shit about any of that. I want good storytelling with enough money to make it work and to be entertained. That's what I want. I just want to be entertained. I don't care if they adjust things. If they put a woman in that power armor and they find a way to justify it, just make her cool and make the lines cool and make it make sense. Not that she's like a two-dimensional boss girl with no flaws that we can't identify with. I don't care. I don't care. They could do that. They could fucking, you know, as long as Games Workshop is behind and they put all their solid writing and everything like that behind it, I don't care. The problem is the fans, many of whom are not storytellers and are not, you know, in the business of even like critical analysis, are creating a whole bunch of drama around shit that I wish they wouldn't, because it's confusing us seeing stuff, you know? Like, you see how these sex-loving robots guys that were at Gamescom today revealed that they were going to be doing an anthology series about the games we love, and they've got an episode in there about the Space Marines, and it looks good. Nobody's checking what story they're writing. Nobody gives it, like, they're just happy to see that shit look tight and awesome. You know? I just want to see, I want them to tell me a story. That's what I want. That's what I want. Let them fucking, I don't care. Now, if the story sucks, and they once again kind of like miss the, you know, the bar because they're, so you casted who you wanted to cast, right? You check the boxes, the board is happy, whatever. You get to the writer's room, and then you make like a lot of shortcuts that don't make sense or that are kind of infuriating. A lot of stuff was done with Rings of Power. Rings of Power seemed more concerned about trying to play up certain characters' roles and importance than they were about making a story that we felt was worth telling in the Lord of the Rings space. And, you know, you could see that in just how they decided to treat, like, Numenor, the Dunedain, right? I thought that the Numenorians and the Dunedain, which are the race of men that Aragorn descends from, I thought they were going to be super cool, like a race of men that are all fucking bosses and legends, almost like the way you would think about maybe like Vikings or something like that, sort of, you know, or you know, they all just had a certain vibe when men were strong, and then, you know, over time jealousy or vice or whatever kicked in, and, you know, it's like they lost their grace. But these guys had a relationship with the elves. They were, and one of the reasons why they lived long is because there was like a cultural, you know, kind of like transfusion. So they borrowed a lot of their regal stature and their honorable, you know, creed from their relationship, and they were strong. It was a strong race. That's why Aragorn is like kicking ass when they find him as Strider. He's 80 years old, and he still looks young because, you know, he's got some of that blood in him and whatnot. So when we are introduced to Numenor in the show, nothing like that is going on, and in fact, it makes him look petty, and I'm just like, is this right? I've read the Silmarillion. I didn't get the sense that that's what that was about. So they had a creative opportunity to take some assumptions about these, you know, this old race of men that was high and noble and everything like that, and I don't know, for the sake of storytelling or whatever, they just made him look like an ass, you know. And I was like, I'm not, the story that Lord of the Rings is supposed to be about. It's supposed to be about a like a European mythology or something like that. There was this idea that like the Greeks and the Romans had something, and Tolkien, I believe, was interested in the idea about like a myth that even predated King Arthur, something for the West to acknowledge and sort of fall in love with. And even King Arthur is and the Knights of the Round Table is actually, if I'm not mistaken, it's a translation of the Knights of Charlemagne. This is a French myth that was what's the word when they adapted, right? So adapted and tweaked for the English, but ultimately it was Knights of the Charlemagne. The whole lore of the Paladin is French. That's why when you see in Vermintide 2, when you see Kruber, Grail Knight Kruber, and he tries to mimic like what a Grail Knight sounds like, he's always trying to sound French. It's because that whole Lady of the Lake shit, that's all that romance, that's this French vibe going on. But anyway, that kind of stuff is what's important to me. What's important to me is honoring good story, making good compelling story, all that stuff, and that's fine. But and if you are trying to deal with representation issues, you got about like 2 seconds to do it right before returning back to story and storytelling, so that it doesn't draw attention to itself. It's just, you know, get your representation in, that's fine, but then go back to good storytelling. You can do that. You can do that. It's fine. You can do that. It's all right. You know, representation doesn't negate good storytelling, but it does when the people who are trying to represent just for the sake of representation are not in themselves in love with just a good story, to the sake that they might potentially sacrifice their idea of representation to make sure that the story works. This is an issue. You can't just be ham-fisting in this concern about getting a lot of people to look a certain way and not be really caring about how you write their story. So Galadriel in the Rings of Power was written with no flaws, other than being hot-headed and unlikable. And I think, that's the same character that She-Hulk was, hot-headed and unlikable. And I'm like, why do we keep getting hot-headed and unlikable? It's because the writers have had probably personal experiences where they've been what they call mansplained. Like, they had their attitudes checked, and they decided to write a myth about how it doesn't matter what other people think about what you think or feel. You just should be able to talk and say whatever you feel. This is my guess. And what we're saying is, if you have power, you have to earn it. If you want to be the badass, you have to struggle to earn it. This is like, this might be a masculine thing to think about, but it's sort of like, if you want to look a certain way, you got to work out. Shit like that, you know? You have to struggle. You have to be humiliated. You have to deal with no. And you got to kind of suck it up. When we see Sarah Connor in Terminator 2, and James Cameron loves powerful females, she's in a nut house, bro. And she's not idle in that nut house. She's in that nut house training to escape. There's so much grit in Sarah Connor. We don't mind. Ripley in the Alien series, right? Alien, the first one. She's inventive. She's got charisma. She holds your attention. She's not super strong. She's vulnerable. She reminds me of Bruce Willis in Die Hard. There's just this steady grit. You can do that. You can do that, and nobody will question it if it's done right. You know? I don't know. So my thing with the Rings of Power is make sure that the discussions and the debates and everything like that are about story, are about really good story, really good decisions, really memorable characters and moments, and the audience won't care if it's good. You know, they'll just watch it and enjoy it. You know, that's fine. It could become a cult classic if you do it right. But I think both sides that are highlighting the politics over the storytelling, it doesn't, you know, I mean, yeah, it's fair to point it out, but a lot of times people point it out just to make a buck on YouTube. I can't believe this. It's just, they're just making money, dude. They don't really give a shit. They just need you to click on their shit because you need a reason to be upset. They don't really care. It's, you know, if there wasn't something to criticize on that level, then they would be out of a job. They'd have to figure out something else to hate on. You know, that's how I feel. I mean, yeah. Well, it could be just that the way that people are focusing on shit today is not. Oh shit! Look, there's there's making, how should I explain this? The audience doesn't know better. They just think they do, right? If you spend the time putting a piece of art together, right? Or just something that will get people to click like popcorn shit. Like the difference between something that's gonna stand the test of time, like a Kubrick film, or like an Idiocracy, a guy farting in front of a camera for a couple of hours, and that's gonna be like movies in the future when we're all dumb as shit. The audience can't know either in the moment or for a while whether or not it was worth their time. Some people will make the assumption, but really we don't know. So if you're gonna make art, you have to have the balls to be like, I'm gonna let the art speak for itself. The problem is, if it's not the art that's speaking, if it's the politics that's speaking, well then we're not busy being artists, are we? You know, you have the best production people in the world, but if the vision ain't right, and if it's not really communicating what it needs to communicate, then yikes. Then it's just gonna go down as like a failed experiment. And so, yeah, maybe you made money. No, I'm not insulting the audience. What I'm saying is the reality. It's like the first time that we got some of the movies that, you know, I don't know, really stood out to us, cult classics and whatnot. Were we there telling them like what to do? No. And they were just trying to entertain us. I mean, pick, you know, name your pick, whatever movie you like. They weren't asking for your permission, you know. So that's the way it's always going to be. You know, a lot of times you won't know what you like until somebody shows you. It's sort of like being introduced to music or being introduced to good food or something like that. You know, so that's not me just trying to be mean or insult the audience. It's sort of like we have a limitation as to what we're gonna like until we're introduced to a range of different things. You know, and when people start making assumptions about what makes good before they've done the analysis, you know, it's kind of like, well, you're also training your palate. You know, so it's a situation where when people want to make money, right, they start trying to sell a movie based upon the likelihood that it's going to be like watched or opined on, or you know, that people are going to share it or whatever. There's a lot of assumptions. Marketing people and middlemen, they have a huge influence because they're the ones that can get the money in order to make the film. So there's always going to be a back and forth, but where should the onus lie? At the end of the day, I really do think it should be on the storytellers versus the people that are just saying, oh, this is going to make money because our metrics show it. Because if you make, you know, that it's like that phrase that you say, if you make something for everybody, you make it for nobody. You know, it's fine if something's not someone else's taste. But whether or not there was no vision to begin with, it was just there as a pure, like, checklisted product. Like, oh, did we do this? Did we do this? Did we do this? Okay, great. Now put it out. That's the issue. That's the issue. And that is based upon the assumption of what people are going to like or what they want to see. And because that is the thing that is driving execs to make decisions, right? We start to run into situations where people are getting what the numbers are saying that they want, or what the statistics or the politics are saying that they want. And we're not really getting the stuff that we didn't even know we were going to love because we trusted artists to do their thing. You know, like at the end of the day, people are also just trying to survive. So they kind of gotta like yield to what the execs and the money are telling them. But the execs and the money are looking at numbers, and they're looking at people's responses on the forums, and they're being influenced. You know, so and those people are being influenced by some really hot-headed. Ouch. You know, like we're in the age of the influencer, you know, and echo chambers and, you know, cult ideologies, and so it's tough. It's tough. Art is in a funky ass place, and I think we're seeing a collection of failures when it comes to artistic properties, because there's no clear idea about like what's the metric for appropriate or good or anything, you know? We've confused ourselves. You know? But I don't think this was the case before the internet. I think in the analog era, things, you know, art was a lot less divisive. I mean, you know, I mean, I guess that's debatable. If you go far enough in history, I'm sure you're gonna find periods of divisive art. Getting too preachy. I mean, yeah, I think there's kind of like an entitlement there. You know, it's like if you have the money and you can go into a small room and, you know, make decisions about what might be the next bingeable thing, the next Game of Thrones or whatever. So much of pulling the trigger on those types of shows is going to come down to balls, like the audacity. All right, this is what we're going to do. This is what we're going to do. If you don't have ego and if you don't have drive, you're probably going to lose your job. Somebody has to be willing to take the hit in case things go south, and somebody has to be willing to say, yeah, but I believe in this project. So everybody that you see that's behind a failed project is going to have some sort of video of them being really confident at one point, like the showrunners for The Acolyte or something like that. They, you know, and the Kathleen Kennedys and whatnot, they're out there, you know, looking like everything made sense to them, but they lost the common touch. They, you know, they either inherited something or they got an opportunity and they didn't really, instead of connecting for what the established IPs were, they decided to reinvent them, and that was the issue. If you want to Andor, on the other hand, right? Everybody likes Andor, and it's because it was about, well, I'll reduce it. I think it's just there are these scenes in Andor where it's like you feel like the little guy being pressured by the big guy. You know, you don't have control. Your life is shit. There are organizations and systems in place to keep you down, and you're just so angry. And then you got these soldiers or these middlemen or these folks who are you know, are kissing ass, and they're the ones that are like, you know, that get to hold the boot on your neck and on your community and tell your people what they can and can't have, and it's so fucking frustrating. And so the rebellion, man, the rebellion is about no, we've had enough, and it's so good. You know, Andor gets it right. They get the tone. They have characters that make you feel that what it means to be in the rebellion, to be against the Empire. It's good. It's good. It's this universal thing, and they drive it home. That's what Star Wars is about, and the Jedi are just playing a role in that bigger thing. You know. Ooh, the axe caught me. You know, but when we see the issues with the Jedi, and I don't know, man, it's gotten so confusing, man. They just, first it was they're trying to do fan service with the new trilogy, and they almost got it with episode, what was it, episode 7? I guess that was the start of the new trilogy. But then they kind of flip-flopped on some ideas that they were gonna go, and it got kind of muddled, and it's a shame. It's a shame, honestly. So anyway, my point is that we spawned in at the same time, and I didn't notice that it was a Space Marine. Yeah, you know. So if these ladies got into an established IP, they had access to, like, George Lucas. They had access to the people that they inherited from. They had access to these, you know, to just stay connected. You know, yeah, they have executive control, but, you know, I mean, but if they wanted to try something new, oh my God, write something new, field new ideas. You know, as much as people have, you know, you either, like Zack Snyder, you either love him or you hate him, right? Rebel Moon, dumb. Rebel Moon came out, and I couldn't even get through the first film. I was like, what is this? I've seen, you know, the Magnificent Seven and all that stuff. I've seen these movies, and you know, you got to defend a small town, and then you go and recruit a bunch of warriors, and everybody's got like an issue, and you know, it's interesting. But wow, I didn't even know what he hit me with, like a heavy bolter. Okay, but but the one thing I'll say is that whether it was the adaptation of 300 all the way till now, you know, well, no, let me no, that was also an adaptation. I will say that Rebel Moon, and sometimes you'll get these things where somebody tries to do something. The Matrix. I rewatched The Matrix. It doesn't hold up well, the first movie, because what looked so high tech then, like the flip phones and shit, and the rotary phones on the street, all that stuff is gone. The fatback computers, you know. You do better than the original writer. You go, yeah, that's the thing. I think you know, once a classic has been out there and you become a steward of the classic, you just have to, I hate to say it, but you have to keep reinventing that classic for the modern audiences and try not to get too crazy. It's a snapshot of a previous generation, and so there were qualities in that story that were universal, which is why they worked and why they stayed popular for so long. And all you got to do is give people a window to that time when those things held true and why they were good, you know. That's it. But they should just write new shit. They should write new shit. That's what they should do. They should write new stuff and try new things and get some, you know, Matrix sequel. Yeah, like who's this guy? Luc Besson. Luc Besson does. He has this thing with female heroines. So he does The Fifth Element. I believe he's behind La Femme Nikita. He did this new action thriller Anna. He did Lucy with Scarlett Johansson. So Luc Besson keeps writing the same script with these extravagant scenarios where a woman and her femininity are like the key to saving humanity or something, right? And Luc Besson was they based on the concept of the party line. I gotta see that. And Luc Besson is sort of like in the work of reinventing or trying to invent the myth of the heroine. You know, I don't know if he was behind the I don't know if he was behind what's that one with Charlize Theron where she plays something blonde, dynamite blonde. I forget what it was. She's an assassin or something. But she has an awesome fight scene in there. But but it's time. Oh, okay. Yeah, all right. Oh yeah, I watched Lucy recently. It holds up as you get older. See what they're doing right now. The Tyrant story. What's that? I think that Luc Besson has an interesting stylized take on the heroine, but also the vulnerability of the heroine. So they have the ability to like change the world, and they have this incredible impact on the people around them. But at the heart of them, there is a desire to be vulnerable, and they still need like help. Like you can't escape that. And I think that that's fair, because even if you were a male hero, you would still have the same situation. Thor is really strong, but he lacks insight, you know. Superman is really noble, but he's naive. Batman is super focused, but he gets lost in his role, you know. So with female heroes, you have this sort of thing going on. I don't really know what it is with Wonder Woman. I think with Wonder Woman is that she, I actually don't know what Wonder Woman's flaw is. I don't know what she's dealing with. I'd have to look that shit up. She's not presented as having that. Like Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman, I think the biggest thing with her is that she didn't know how to deal with men because she came from a community of all women or something. And then the villains that they put against her were all misogynist, so that kind of defeated the whole purpose of watching that film unless you just like women beating, like ultra powerful women beating up misogynist men. Or otherwise, you know, I don't know. It was confusing. They could do better. They could do better to Wonder Woman. It was up Lips. Militant? What does that mean, militant? Oh, you're saying that what makes stormtroopers is that they can't help it. Well, I mean, it's weird because they went from being clones to being indoctrinated, I thought, you know? Or they were in on it, you know, they're kind of like the power or some shit like that. There's a whole bunch of ways that you can make a stormtrooper. So what, like, stormtroopers aren't inherently bad guys anymore, right? They're all redeemable. Like, what's this guy? It's not Finn. It's like, what's his name in the new? It's like, it's not his fault because, no, but he was indoctrinated and he kind of woke out of it. It's like, I can't do this anymore. It's bad. Superman, Red Sun, but not evil. Oh. So Emily Blunt Edge tomorrow. Oh yeah, she was cool. Yeah, she was cool. But you know, you see what they did with her, right? They humanized her because by the time that Cruz finds her and the myth of her is doing the job, she's actually hiding a fucking secret. And the secret is she doesn't have that power anymore, but she's still got to play the role and she's scared out of her mind. That is cool. I mean, even if they left her with her powers but found some other flaw, you just make it so like there's a thing going on and it's not all wine and roses. And when you write any character that way, you have a means to care about them. That's what like the problem we're having with these writers, that we cannot relate to their perfection, which is how these writers want to write these women, and it's really annoying. It's like, this is not how you get an audience to drop their guard and like care, you know. And the flaw has to be smart. It can't just be, I'm so bossy and so excellent that nobody gets me. That's lazy. It's fucking lazy. Corporate site is blame. Yeah. I mean, like, after the clones are no longer the stormtroopers, I'm guessing that anybody who's a stormtrooper is just a way to get in with the Empire, you know, take advantage of some prospect, you know, like they're not critical thinkers. I don't know, and they're recruited from places where there's like a lot of propaganda and stuff. I mean, that's the impression that I got from the representation of what was it? Ray, it's Ray, Finn, and Poe Dameron, right? So no, Finn. That's the impression I got from Finn in the new thing. That basically the way that stormtroopers are recruited is they kind of don't know any better. They're taken at a young age and they're told everything that they need to be told about the Empire in order to and so, you know, I mean, that's fair. I think if the Empire was going to recruit an army, they probably would do it like that. You know, make it so that you don't know what is right from wrong. Everybody around you is agreeing on something, and then you just take the job because maybe you have to, maybe you owe money, maybe, you know, maybe you do share the principles with the Empire. You like being the quote unquote bad guy, good guy, you know, like, yeah, we're gonna teach those rebels, you know, you know, like law and order. Meanwhile, the laws are all corrupt. But no, law and order. You know what I'm saying? It gets really confusing. And I think that was the whole point with the stormtrooper, that it could happen to anybody, and you wouldn't know that it's happening to you. So there is something to it. But the thing is that from the beginning of time, I mean, well, Star Wars, we have not been feeling sad or worried about the stormtroopers. We liked Luke, Han, and Leia doing their thing, and the stormtroopers were just, it was like the Power Rangers. The Power Rangers, when they fight, they're just kicking everybody's ass. Am I concerned about that monster or that weird dude, or that they just kicked in the face? No, you need a bad guy. She-Hulk. Yeah. Yeah, the way she treated Rita Repulsa, yeah, classic, right? Oh man. She was so fun. She was so fun. Good old Rita. But yeah, a She-Hulk lost opportunity. I remember in I was playing Marvel Strike Force on mobile, and when I unlocked She-Hulk, I was like, yay! And when I was playing Marvel's Avengers, and She-Hulk was being teased, I was like, yay! I was like, that'll be cool, I don't mind. Because, you know, technically she's hot, right? She's a hot buff lady, she's bad tall, step on me mommy, all that shit. That's fun, I don't mind. And she's a lawyer, so you might learn something. I like law shows, like law. You remember what's that film with Tom Cruise? With Jack Nicholson? I Want the Truth. A Few Good Men, I think it was called. I like law, what do they call them, like law thrillers, or some of them are really, really fun. So if you mix a good law show that's like kind of intricate and about rights and about, you know, like the legalities, and then like people like fucking with the law and trying to take shortcuts and corruption and trying to hammer that down in a way that brings them to justice, but you got to do that while staying alive. And then you mix it with like this, you know, this hot woman that is dealing with her powers, and she's fucking hot all the time. And then you have somebody that, you know, I don't know what her flaw needed to be. I don't know what it was from the comics, but there's a lot in that recipe that could just be fun to watch and interesting to watch. You just got to figure out how to take the best elements from, you know, those moments and make a hero out of someone. And I guess the biggest challenge would be the way that I would imagine somebody needs to write Superman. Superman can do a lot of stuff, but the problem is decision making and prioritization. You could be everywhere, you could do all these things, but how's he going to manage it? You know, he's only, at the end of the day, he's one guy. She-Hulk is a lawyer that has the ability to break the law if she wanted to. You know, she could fucking use her powers and abuse them. And knowing where the line is so that she doesn't lose her license and lose her ability to protect people that she loves is a big challenge. If you really think about it, because absolute power corrupts absolutely, you know. So that makes more sense to like really dig deep on that. But they got her twerking, and they got her like, you know, man shaming the Hulk and playing up being a woman just cause, and it's like, but here's what I think. It's just bigger and bigger horrible things just to get that paycheck and go home at the end of the night. Right. Yeah, sure. That makes sense. Yeah. I mean, because who's willing to stand against the tide of something that is obviously dangerous, is putting people in harm's way? If everybody's not doing it, then maybe it shouldn't be done. You know, and who's smart enough and has enough authority and influence and power and to do it safely, to protect themselves, insulate themselves from harm? Unfortunately, the people that tend to get out in front of issues are people who are able to also remove themselves from consequence. You can't always trust these people. So you're talking about people with a lot of money, people with a lot of control over the folks who would make your life difficult. You know what I'm saying? So it's dangerous. It's not safe. You know, it's not safe. So Yeah, I mean, this is why I like decentralized power. The idea is power by committee is really annoying to most people. But power by committee ensures that the process to consolidating that power is complicated. Like, bureaucracy sucks, but it also makes it difficult for somebody to just, you know, get a lot of people to like him and then take over shit, you know? And it's always a tricky game, but typically you don't want to. This is why this strong debate over like small government and big government, it's like tricky. It's because what you have for the individual is the for-profit motive. I want as much for me as I can possibly get. I'm not born into this world with civic engagement as part of my curriculum. I don't necessarily know that I got to do volunteer work or take care of my fellow man or whatever. If you don't make me do that, I probably won't really try that hard. But we know from the top down that if you don't have ways to take care of people or to, I don't know, like just do something other than the for-profit motive, which the government can be really good at. It can be really good at, you know, basically the non-profit motive. And you don't give some power to them, then you could, you know, you could shoot your whole society in the foot. Shit. So, so I feel like we shouldn't be so divisive about that, because there's a decent, there needs to be a push and pull. If government gets too bogged down, then it stops being effective, and if government doesn't have any teeth, then it can't regulate the bad actors. And so, if anything, there should be a balance. And so, well, what's a good thing to write about is every time that there is an imbalance. That makes for good drama, and how people basically push back or discover it and push back, and that could be good storytelling. And yeah, if you take a legal individual who can cross the line, She-Hulk, that could be a really smart fucking show. And if she's hot, because she should be hot, then we'll watch it. You know, men of culture, here we are again. You know, there's no reason not to lean into that shit. No fucking reason. Oh, fucking, they just, I don't know, man. I don't know. You know, my biggest gripe is not identity politics. It's sort of like how sexuality is kind of frowned upon. You know, it's like, I don't, it's like women and I don't know, maybe men too, I don't know. Because, like, what do men have to do to be attractive to most women? We have to be, like, we have to be the kind of men that women can safely have children with. This is my theory. If you have the qualities that make a woman feel like she can nurse around you, then she's going to, you know, you can protect her, you know, shit like that. You know, make her feel safe, make her feel like she can freak out, and you'll just be mad stoic. And why? Because she's prepping you for having a crazy ass kid around you. I think that's what's really going on. I think they really are sensitive about this idea that if ever we're wondering like where the sensitivity and the concern for men is, where's the redemption, you see all that shit go directly to an infant. You know, a well-adjusted woman and her child are like inseparable. So if you are a man that can enable that environment, you know, that's like the answer. You know, there are so many stories that you'll read about women who don't know if they're going to be able to find someone. They're running out of time, they're running out of eggs and shit like that, and they're freaking out online. That's like the main concern. It's not like, can I find a partner to live with? They could be alone, there's no problem. It's will I have a chance to have this unique experience in my life, you know? X-Men, did they nerf her? I didn't see X-Men 97 yet. So you could spoil it. I don't care. I will watch it just because I've heard some good things. But Serpent trait has saved Lois, and they're gonna drop a bus on each other. You can look after you at the like Superman, because I think they have ending resources. Unbelievable. I'm sorry. I'm not following you, D. On like, do you mind rephrasing that? shit. That from below. Wow, I got him. I put in work with the rifle. Ooh. I want that grenade. Oh, he's gonna get it. Okay. We got the lead, right? He ran right into that. That's exactly what I do. Now I know what it feels like from the other side. Hey, Flips, you're gonna pass out for Millet? Dude, I hope you get better, man. I hope you get better. You know, always nice having you around. I hope you, speed recovery. This guy's scared to come out. I got a kill streak. I got 1 kill streak. I got my first kill streak. That's amazing. Oh, thank you, Flips. We'll see, man. So we got, I got, I got in-laws visiting. Not in-laws. I got whatever. I'll talk about it later. But thanks, man. Feel better. I was actually thinking about like what it would take to make a good Superman video game, and wait, is it? Are we about to get the Kraken bolts? Oh, that's cool. I got 1 kill streak. The first one. You need 30 kill streaks to get the bolter targeter. That might, okay. What's my level? I'm level 29, okay. And in the customizer, I think I get my last perk at 31. I think is when I get the last perks for all the classes. Yeah, it makes sense, okay. Yeah, I know 31 is because at 31 is where you get the last perk from PvE, and then that's like the 31st millennium, and then after that the Civil War happens. So from 31 to 41, it makes more sense to be in PvP. Ed Norton. I vote Eric Bana. That first Hulk, I was partial to that film. I thought it was weird and strange and desperate and even romantic in a certain way. There was something raw about it, and I found Ed Norton's Hulk not memorable. I can't even think of, like, I don't even know what happened in that film. You know, when Eric Bana was no longer the Hulk, I disconnected. I can't even see Mark Ruffalo. Really, he's a great actor, but I don't like, he doesn't do Bruce Banner for me. I feel like they dropped the ball with Hulk with Hulk. I guess they figured we gave him enough films. It's, you know, it's too simple a story. I don't know. I think it's fine. It's funny because I think how we go into the story with Ed Norton, where Hulk is on the run and he's learning how to control his powers is interesting. He's meditating and he's solving problems, in dangerous hotspots in the world, and he's sort of living on the fringe. I think that that's an interesting starting point for Bruce Banner. But yeah. And the kids could play in the streets without having to worry about all the wars. What's going on? Yeah, no, it's not. Yeah, that's really, it's really, um, women deserve the right to experience something other than that. They deserve the right to work. They deserve the right to not have kids. They really, um, need to know that if they decide that they want to raise kids or stay home or anything like that, that it's because they're satisfied. They know what they could do. They've done different things. They're satisfied. They're not wondering. That's so important. And that's like, men want the same choice. I'm a stay-at-home dad, and honestly, I go crazy a lot of the times. I wish it wasn't the case. If I could have it the other way, I think I would have, except that, well, my path through college and out of college is really complicated, you know, and I don't know. It's too much to go into, but I ended up in a situation where, um, I ended up somehow, yeah, I'm just fucked up. I have issues. It's a mix of depression and anxiety and antisocial whatever, and maybe ADHD. I don't know what the fuck. I never got diagnosed. All I know is there was a period of time where I was in, and I had a job and I had a salary and I had a 401k, and then a couple of years happened and I went through like an upset, and at the same time I got an education, and then I came out of college and it was like the fucking wasteland, man, and I wasn't prepared for it, man. I just wasn't. I didn't have my shit together, and I'm lucky that in that process I kind of found somebody who saw something else in me and decided to, you know, keep me around and work with me. And it hasn't been perfect by any means. But one of the great regrets of my adult life is, that I wasn't more clear headed and I didn't fight harder to situate myself, um, during that time. There's so many instincts firing off in me that would have me rather, providing a service and mastering a trade or profession, but not just in anything. I have an interest in storytelling, and now I have this mandate and this mission. Once my son is in daycare, or if we can secure more help from extended family, to correct that situation. Um, but that's a journey that I get to have, and a potential redemption arc for me that I get to have, because we're in a world where it's not always up to the man to, sometimes due to circumstance, to bring home the bacon. Sometimes different things happen, and I don't want more kids. I think having kids is when I think it's appropriate to have kids when you have the resources to have them, and when you can secure some kind of competitive advantage in a life that is very competitive. And if you don't have something good to pass on, and if you're not really stable with your spouse, and if life's kind of fucked up, and if your environment's kind of fucked up, and if the world is going to shit, yeah, I vote less kids. Because why would you do that to them? you know um but that being said, a lot of women that you meet, they have a biological imperative. you know um they feel it deeply inside of them, in some cases, to cross that boundary. And it's, will you step up? That's like, that if you do happen to find somebody, like, that's going to be the question. So, I don't think that women should or shouldn't. I don't think that men should or shouldn't. I think it's a thing where you got to be in the moment, you got to think about what's going on, and you have to make a choice. And the fact that it's a choice, it should be a conscious choice. It should be one based on experience and wisdom, and one that should be a smart choice. That's probably the best hope that humanity can have, in terms of, like, voting what kind of future we want. And I don't think people make that choice that way. I think too many people are just born out of some, you know, fucking whatever, and then they're just thrown to the wolves. And I'm like, that kind of sucks. What happened, man? Did like most of the game that I was in, they just I think. Oh, thanks, Christopher. Thanks. Final fight was the best Hulk fight in live action. Changed my mind. Final fight? Wait, final fight in what? In Ed Norton's film? Let me see if anybody's in Exterminatus. Try that. The only downside to online multiplayer is that it seems like there's only enough people to fill in the one map. They're not all across the maps, you know. So a lot of the content is not being utilized. It's such a small community of people that are in the multiplayer. I've been lucky where I can usually be in some matches that go deep, you know, into the evening, and the PvP. There's usually a period of time where it's like it's good, it's active, but then it can like just die out. Let me see if anything else is popping. Oh, Edward, I don't remember that fight scene. Who was he fighting against? Good old Hulk. I wonder if they did any interviews talking about what was it like. He wasn't gonna be Hulk because he didn't like the direction they were taking him, or Abomination. Community. I mean, we could say that, but look, uh, women uh, fought. They made a big, I would say, historically, they made a big move to broaden the horizons for what the role that women could play in society. They did that. Women's suffrage, you know, was not like, and it took a long time. The right to vote, the right to work, to take over. Even right now, you know, you know, in Ukraine, the women are stepping up because their men are at war. It happens, and they're versatile. You know, they could do a lot. So that's it. That's history. That's it. We're just living in the modern age now, and we got to be flexible. We got to adapt and learn how to, you know, apply ourselves in different ways so that we can make the best of things, because it can be an asset. It can be an asset to have women that have, you know, strong careers and a direction. Um, but um, but really, we're just talking about like life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. It's when you're born, you don't want to find out that culturally and institutionally you've been pigeonholed. How is that a life? So we could say everything we want about the role of women or the role of men, but honestly, what you want to be able to do is just figure out the path that makes sense to you and then try to pursue it and honor it. And everybody should have that. And it should be personal, and it should just come down to like, you know, what you can get away with in order to be happy, you know. Um, and just everybody deserves that. So we actually haven't decided that women need to be uh, uh, let's say in a masculine position, or you know, soldiers, or see, we haven't decided that. It's just we basically said we're not going to get in your way, or like they earn the right to not, you know, be prevented from education and aspiration and stuff. And that's it. And now they're figuring shit out. I mean, all the women that you see operating in positions of power in, let's say, Hollywood, is probably because At the time that it was to pass the mantle, nobody else was really stepping up. It's not all DEIs. It's literally just they're the most qualified person in the space. They're the ones that care. And you know, if you've ever been in a situation where you've kind of been made fun of, maybe because you were focusing on something and missed the detail and the woman caught it, you know, they're really detail oriented. If I could make a generalization, maybe they struggle with vision, you know, like big picture thinking. But in terms of like moment to moment, you know, they'll they line shit up. They dot the i's, they cross the t's, they make sure that like women that are officious can be very good at making sure that there's follow through. And sometimes that's what you need. You know, sometimes you need somebody who actually gets the day-to-day shit done. And it's not that women can't be visionaries. I'm just saying, like, again, it's a generalization, but we're learning. The jobs there's too much academic necessity to do simple jobs. I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, isn't that down? Like, I'm not sure which industry you're talking about, but if, uh, but if, uh, look, I also think that that's partly because there's a business in training people, whether they get a job or not. Like, just like there's a business, just like college and universities are a business that will put you in fucking debt, you know, whether or not you have a career after you spent years getting that degree or not. Um, it's a shame, but I don't think that has anything to do with the gender situation. I just think that most institutions, in order to survive, have to be somewhat predatory. They have to create needs and then take advantage of those needs in order to create a profit flow. And I think it's going to happen naturally. Like, whether it's the government or it's private institutions, they're going to try to highlight or in some cases create a deficiency in our personal lives, and then try to give us the answer that we're going to have to pay for. How's the ping? The ping is fine when there's games, but it's like everybody disappeared, which is really weird. Maybe I should just reload the game. I can't imagine that would change anything, but it's like, where is everybody? You notice that as the games were going, less and less people were playing. So it could just be the time of the night. Which is weird, because I've been able to get into almost consistent games going deep into this night, like, for the past couple of weeks. So I don't know what's up. Wheels? What wheels? Oh, both had to pay taxes? I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. That might require a little bit more homework. What is this? Oh, 16? Oh shit. I didn't bring the right build for this. Damn it. Oh, we might be in trouble. You play shoes like hot. I played Apex and sucked really bad at it. My cousin and my old friend who brought me into that game would use me as bait, because I would give the other teams false confidence because I would die to this stupidest shit, and then they would come and like sweep them when they were like trying to pick my corpse and whatnot. Yeah, I played it. I like Apex. I like Apex because I really like Titanfall 2. Titanfall 2 is tight. I don't understand why Titanfall isn't a bigger franchise like Call of Duty. It had all the makings to be it, you know? I guess they just didn't have the marketing dollars or something like that. As for Call of Duty, I am not really big on the Call of Duty train. I feel like I tried in Black Ops 3 to get into Call of Duty. So I played the game, and I remember playing Call of Duty 2. World War II Call of Duty, like old school Call of Duty. I remember. And I was playing on the hardest difficulty that game for whatever reason, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the historical references. I enjoyed listening to Winston Churchill every time I died. I enjoyed the gravitas of the game. And then I played Call of Duty regularly through Call of Duty into Modern Warfare. I think I got to Modern Warfare 2 or 3 before I started to fall off because the campaigns were getting smaller and smaller, and there was more emphasis on the multiplayer. But I wasn't really into the multiplayer because it was just like a lot of running around mindlessly. I didn't really see it. So I spent some time away from Call of Duty, and then I went back into it for Black Ops 3 because of the zombies mode. I guess before I get into the PvP, which seems kind of mindless, I kind of like working together as a team, and I thought that that's what was happening in zombies mode. I had played Killing Floor 2 for a bit and was enjoying it, and I saw that there was this kind of depth to a story unfolding when you oh, wait, hold on. So anyway, I played Black Ops. Damn, this sucks. I played Black Ops 3, and I didn't enjoy the realistic difficulty. I literally died in ways that I couldn't understand. So I don't know how you were supposed to actually enjoy that mode. I don't know, it was hard, but it wasn't just hard, it was like random death generator hard, like you would just blow up. And then when I tried to get into zombies mode at the time, it was popular, but there were actually, there was no tutorial or way to get into it. Like either you knew what you were doing or you had to let somebody else do it while you just try to survive, and you had to go on YouTube to find a guide or some shit. I didn't know how to enjoy that mode. I just got turned off to it. I was like, fuck this. I don't know why people like this. Oh my god. Just stand there. Oh man, that guy. Okay, yeah. You know, I understand the joy of being a heavy and just facing down a horde like that, but I mean, there is a moment where it's ridiculous. Okay. A podcast? Alright. It's so full price, so greedy. Yeah. Oh, Steam is like that. This game is full price. This old as shit. Dawn of War, I think, is full price unless you wait for a sale. Much better. Anyway, I haven't played Call of Duty in a long time, and I wish Titanfall was the thing. Running out of ammo. survived. Oh god. Wow. Okay, this is bad. I need some ammo. Something. God, fuck. Okay. God. Oh, he's slippery. Man, I really needed to bring armor piercing for this. I'm wasting so much ammo. Ow. Okay. Alright, we're making it work. Fan film, yes. Which one? Oh, the one where they face off against those evil psychers. Evil. You know, the ones with that weird thing. Yeah, the one that the running animation in Space Marine 2 is based on. I've seen most of it. I think I haven't seen the thing in its entirety from start to finish yet, but it's tight. I need to at some point get into Warhammer Plus, you know, so I can watch those things properly. I think it is on YouTube though. I think the whole thing's available to watch. I do not. Oh shit. Is anybody alive? Oh shit. Yeah, fucking crazy. We now have the two. Fuck, man. they didn't stand on the point. Oh man, it's such a tough wave to get through. That wave will break the whole run. You'll get all the way up to there, and then it won't. And then of course it only makes sense to cancel the run just so you can have some XP. Because if not, you won't, like, if you just keep trying, you'll just spend a lot of time not getting XP. Hey Christopher, thank you very much, man. Appreciate you being here. Yeah, good combo, dude. Good combo, man. Enjoy the rest of your day or evening or whatever. There goes. Yeah, in progress. Chunky progress too. But I think you get the biggest bonus by actually finishing up. If I brought armor piercing, it would have been a little different, I think. What time is it? 3:30. Alright. 3:30 and 2 hours in. It's just me here, huh? Let's see. I was so looking forward to trying like a capture the flag game. Curious if it was anything, like old school capture the flag games are fun. The Halo, WoW had them. Typically they're pretty cool. But I haven't found any games running them. So. Yeah. Late Night Wastelands. So weird though. I would have expected that the games would be ramping up, even late night like this. I mean, at some part of the world, it's just like evening and afternoon and stuff. There might be a Chaos Unleashed game. Let me see. Yeah, there's a Chaos Unleashed game. I haven't played the Chaos Unleashed stuff, really. Oh shit. Damn, so much for that. Okay, never mind. Oh.
Primary containment fixture disengaging.
This is wave 11. Alright, let's see. This is weird. I went for Chaos Unleashed and it put me into... Oh, that's interesting. There we go. 12. Oh, I think I know which way was the fucking problem. Come on, let myself some room. Oh my lord. Man, I have the extra stun and I forgot about it. That was a good match. Good round. Fucking got past that shit. Good. Good. Oh, fuck. Oh god. Oh shit. Wow. Get that shit. Nice. Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Put in work, baby. Oh man, I'm Salt Marine, baby. Fucking Blood Angels. I'm gonna do it. That's gonna be good. Come on. Not yet. Let me see what's going on over here. Nice. Come on, I need some ammo. Ah, there we go. Get it?
Weapons authorization
Fucking
confirmed.
got it, baby.
Psychic surge firing.
Nice. Nice, nice, nice.
Firing now.
Firing now.
Alarm. Alert. Energy levels outside experimental weapons authorization confirmed. Psychic scourge firing. Xenos destroyed.
Tight, 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 tight. Alright, handle that shit. So Chaos Unleashed combines the Chaos map with the main map. I didn't know. Yeah, baby.
Safeguard.
Yeah. Yeah, good shit. Good fucking shit. That's right. That's fucking. I like this fucking sword, man. Sword is good. I didn't even finish my coffee. You know, I just made the coffee. I sipped it. I didn't even. I have the whole mug right here. I didn't do shit. It's like the spirit of the coffee was good. Well, 2 assaults, 2 devastators, man. That shit was all right. I got to level 30. I can dig it. I can dig it. No deaths. No deaths, baby. This bullshit.
Lockdown in effect.
Damn. Okay.
Xenos destroyed.
I got him. Lots of ammo in the field. 2 grenades out. It's good. Fuck out of here. Beautiful. Beautiful. Fucking handle that shit, dude. Look at that. Fucking handled it. Fucking A, baby. Those guys underneath. Oh, just those 5. Okay. We get this ammo. We'll be good.
Xenos destroyed.
Oh wait, I think the next one is like on this side. Wait, no, never mind. Fucking, I knew it. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. All right. They got him.
Xenos destroyed.
Okay. Cool. Gotta get to the other side, I think. Oh shit. I need fucking I should have gone to the bridge. I should have gone to the bridge, man. We had that. They're gonna do it again? Alright. It's crazy though. That was a lot of work. Honestly, honestly, Thinking about, I should have banked that. Should have banked that. Waste. I can't shoot through the fence. There's a boundary.
Xenos destroyed.
Securing. Green time.
Yeah, why am I not doing damage through that? Maybe it's reduced damage when it's when it's like piercing walls or something.
Hold here. Target suppressed.
That's 18. 19's gonna be over here.
I will take it.
Got me with that damn overhead.
Destroyed.
Okay, everybody's up. Everybody's up. Alrighty. Bonus wave. For the extra XP, baby. This corner is like the corner. Those freaking heavies, man. have to be really judicious. Yeah, we needed um um we needed the melee to hold on, hang tight. For that period, or we just needed to be turtled up. That was very good. Very good XP. Very good XP. You know what? I think I'm gonna go ahead and call it there. We're close, man. I'm having a great time. Having a great time. Man, I really gotta get that PvP action so I can make this work. I can get these pieces, man. Yeah, no verses. You need to be in verses to do it. All right. Well, anyways, tomorrow's another day. Versus mode. Versus mode. Guys, thanks for watching. Really appreciate your company. As always, anybody who's lurking, keep on lurking. There's more to come. It's 4:30. I'm off to get some shut-eye, but it's one more day inching forward, closer, 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 closer to Space Marine 2. Happy to be playing Space Marine 1. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. It's good times. It's good times, but I'm off. I'm off. Time to get some shut-eye. I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Peace.